How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. So I just got the 6mm Dinan wheel spacers in for the front. We're gonna go ahead and throw those on. And then last night I was looking on Meguiar's and I was trying to just, look for like a little pack to put together, like detailing items that I want to keep in the car or keep in the truck, because I really don't have stuff for the wheels, which is the hardest part, is cleaning these black wheels. People think chrome and all that stuff is hard to clean. I think the black is extremely hard to clean, just because once it's dirty, you know it's dirty. But Meguiar's just came out with this. It's brand new black wheel cleaner. We're gonna go ahead and try this out. I went to the freaking car wash to try to go get that thing washed, but they would not take credit card. So probably about 3 o'clock, I'm gonna go ahead and wash it here, even though it's like 1,000,000 degrees. But we're gonna go ahead and get these wheel spacers on the front and see how it looks. And then I'm gonna verify and make sure everything's tightened down, at least on the front. Then I'm gonna come to the backside, do the exact same thing. But the car is looking good. I know it's gonna settle in and go a little bit lower as I drive it, and as it, the weight actually settles in on those coils. But let's get to it, man. Looks good. I think that's perfect. All right, so I put the 6mm on and it looks really, really good. My only issue is it's not very, very low on the front. Now, this side right here, look how good it looks. To me, it looks really good. That's more than enough clearance. It looks really good. We probably got I would say 2.5 fingers can fit. For me, it's okay. A lot of people like 1 finger. I live out in the country. Let me show you. I live out in the country. 1 finger will not work. It probably wouldn't even let me get off my concrete that's right here. So I would need about 2.5, which is perfect right here. But on the opposite side, which is the passenger side, it's about 3 fingers. Well, 2.5. Well, looks like it's squatting down a little bit more. I think it's just gonna take a little bit of time, a little settling in. I'm gonna go drive it around the block a couple of times, see if it can scrunch down, see if anything comes loose. I double checked everything. One of the banjo bolt, I double checked everything. The banjo bolt on this one was kind of weeping a little bit, but like I said, it's like 105 out over here. I'm not sure if that's just normal, but they're crush seals, they're brash crush seals. So I went ahead and tightened it down. It got like a little scotch of it, tightened it, and there was no leakage. There was nothing else coming out after that. So I'll do that. I'm gonna Maybe I should double check the back end. No, I'm gonna drive it around the block a few times, let everything settle in. Like I said, I got some nice country roads out here, so it's gonna hit some bumps. I'm gonna go. Other than that, to me, the car looks great. 6mm spacers in the front look money. I think we are gonna need an alignment because it looks like we're a little bit, I guess how you say, toe out for the front coming out. Toe out on both wheels. That might have been the little shimmy that I was having at about 70 miles per hour, and they tried to say that the wheels were bent. But that may have been the shimmy where the wheels want to walk. Tires want to walk on you. And I know that because when you get bigger trucks with wider tires and stuff like that, these anytime you hit a bump with these, they want to walk or grab and shoot the vehicle either left or right, just because there's so much surface area. But anyways, we will take this to go get an alignment one day. But yeah, let me go ahead and go get the keys, take it around the block a couple times. Just in case anything happens, I'm only going to take it around the block a few times. One more thing, let's press the EDC light and see if anything comes up, because nothing? Okay, no codes come up, just to make sure. So I do have a brake light. I'm not sure why it has a light for the brake. I'm not getting anything. Put it in gear. Look, has the brake light still on. I'm not sure why. Let me see. Go to vehicle info. Onboard info. No. Go to vehicle status. It's not showing nothing. Check controls. Oh, brake pad wear indicator. That's what it is. Okay, so either way, we don't need that. So I'll just go ahead and clear the code. I do have a scanner, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that. So we have brake pad wear indicator. Whatever. Not worried about it. All right, let's go ahead and get going. I'm kind of worried because, like I said, we have these country ass roads. To the house, so I shouldn't have to worry about anything. That's the only thing. I'm gonna fuck with the steering a bit because I did do the Swaybar, try to get everything to settle in. Like if it can go down these roads without having major scraping or bottoming out issues, then it can go anywhere in town. Because like I said, I live out here in the country, and these roads are just, I mean, they're paved, they're just not very they're not very flat. So like I was saying, I live out in the country, so if this car can go down these roads without having major issues, then it's good to go down through the city and all that stuff, because these roads are not the greatest. They're not the worst, but they are definitely not the greatest. The road that I live on at the very end where it's about to turn, that is bad because it's just nothing but dips. So we'll hit it a couple more times. We'll go this way and then come back around. The brakes do feel a little soft. Might need another bleed. They're not bottoming out and then having pressure, so should be good. They don't feel too bad. They actually feel really good. Oh, you hear a little bit of rubbing? That was over here on the backside. Like I said, we'll check it when we get to the house. I hit that turn going a little bit fast, so we'll see what's up. I'm not dodging any potholes. I'm actually just trying to hit the little whoops so that I can hear if the car is having any rubbing spots. As of right now, it feels really good, actually. Those struts probably were pretty bad because before it made me think that I had lowering springs because it was such a stiff ride. Anytime I would hit something, it would be, you would know that the dip or whatever was there. I'm thinking about getting a GoPro. I really like to get a GoPro, but like I said, I hardly ever drive the car, and I definitely don't race it, but oh, there's a big old dip. Originally, when I got the car, I had assumed that it already had like something done to the suspension, i.e. lowering springs or something. One, the car was really low, and I haven't seen a E92 in a long time, so to me it was low. Two, whenever I would drive it, it was really stiff. But now I know, because it did have OE struts, when I took them apart, they were OE struts, that they were just blown, because this thing rides really comfortable with having those half-inch lowering springs. You heard a little bit of rub right there, but I hit that little dip pretty hard. Half-inch lowering springs, and then new struts. To me, it feels really good. It actually rides really good. Oh yeah, these brakes are no joke. Before, you would feel, you hear that? That was when I got on it from the turn. So there's a little bit of rubbing. No biggie. Go around the block one more time. Like I said, this is the road where my house is on. This road sucks further on down. It's really, really bumpy. But I appreciate everybody that came through and has watched all the videos in succession. I know I didn't record everything because, one, it's hard to do by yourself. Two, things were taking longer than they should have, and I didn't have time to clean my hands and to stop the camera because it is my phone. So I didn't really want to jack it up right. This is the part that's really, really bumpy. Either way, even before I had to be cautious when coming through here. Even before the changing of the springs. But man, it looks good. These tires are tucked in. Let's put it in M. Feels a lot stiffer. Yeah, you can feel how tight the steering wheel got and the suspension got once we're in M with both settings on the EDC. Feels really good. Okay, this is where it rubbed earlier. There's a big dip right there. Feels like nothing for these brakes to stop. Feels like nothing for the brakes to stop. I'll let everything cool off and then I'll probably top them back off and then bleed them to that backside. Okay, we're back at the house. Back at the house and we'll clear these codes. They'll probably come back on because of that brake indicator. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody coming through. I think it fucking rides good. Yeah. Yeah, you can see a little bit of rubbing right there, but it didn't do too much. We might have to roll this fender. Oh. Yeah, there's a little bit of rubbing. So I appreciate everybody. Yo guys, I'll take care. All right, so look how good she looks. I use the, man, I just threw out the bottles. I use Meguiar's. No, I didn't throw out the bottles. I still have some here. This is what I use on it after the fact. Right here, this bad boy. And I use a Meguiar's, I believe it's called like snow foam. That's what I use with the little pressure washer right here. But man, the car comes out clean as hell. It looks super, super good. The car runs good. I mean, other than the minor rubbing, which it looks all right, man. I don't think we'll have to really worry about it. The front end does have a decent sized gap, but I'm not really too worried about it. I'm pretty sure once I drive it around and we hit a couple more potholes, that thing will settle right in. The car looks great. It's running great. I need a spot where this oil leak is. And I'm not sure if it's just buildup, which was on that drain pan, or not the drain pan, but the skid plate, because I did have issues with the skid plate, so the skid plate never came off. But I'm not sure if it's just all the residual that was building up in there and it's finally coming out. So I'm going to end up taking this car to the shop, getting them to cut off that skid plate, figure out where the leak is, and then we'll go from there. I'll order a new skid plate, a new belly pan for the transmission, because that thing is pretty oily as well, and get that all cleaned up. But man, happy with the car. To me, it looks really, really great. And I'm glad to see it on the freaking deck, finally, after about 2.5 weeks of waiting on parts, waiting on this, that, and the other. Like I said, we got 6mm Dinan spacers in the front, which look clean. I could probably use an 8mm, and it would be super, super flush. But we'll stick with those, no biggie. And then we got the 15mm on the back, which obviously it pokes out just a hair. But to me, the setup, the stance looks freaking mean. I'm not sure what else to do to the car as of right now. Like I said, I really want to get the windshield done. I cleaned it up with a razor. Did a lot of scraping and trying to get a lot of the residue off. But I want to get in touch with the guy over there at Safe Light, the one that said he used to work for BMW, and see if he can be the one to come out here and actually do my windshield. See if he can get it to work without having any issues. But I appreciate everybody for coming through and showing the support. I get like maybe 10, 15 views on a video, but it's better than 0. Just for my efforts, you know what I'm saying? So hit the like button if you could subscribe, that'd be great. And share the content, man. I hope that if you are interested in any of the products or any of the stuff that I put on, everything is a link down below. And if you need any help or anything, man, hit me up on Instagram. Everything's down here. And I'll be more than happy to respond and give you a hand if I can, man. You guys all take care. I appreciate everybody.